Welcome to Holographic Health Insights, the podcast where science meets soul for complete well-being. Join hosts Reverend Anne-Marie Byers and her daughter Rochelle Generis as they explore transformative health approaches that integrate body, mind, and spirit, from energy medicine to holistic practices.
Ever wonder what the difference is between homeopathics and holopathics and how they're actually used in a healing session? This episode explains the science and the energy behind these fascinating remedies. Welcome back, everyone. Skip Monty, co-host / producer, back in the studio with owners of Holographic Health, Reverend Anne-Marie Byers and Rochelle Generis. Nice to see you both again. Sorry about that.
Nice to
Hope
see
you
you
guys
too.
are doing okay.
Wonderful.
I'm doing just
Doing
fine.
well. How
Doing
are you?
fine. And you know, sometimes in the alternative therapies field, we stumble across treatments or protocols that we've never heard of before. I've come across quite a few actually on this show. Would you let our listeners know what are Holopathics and Homeopathics and how are they used in sessions?
Well, previous to the allopathic medicine, years and years ago in this country and in Europe, we had homeopaths who actually prescribed and created remedies from plants that were diluted to the point where they were all non-existent. You couldn't really tell there was a substance in there. However, the pattern of the ingredient or ingredients was in the solution. And so you'll see a remedy that will say something like, 24X or something like that. And that is, the dilution from the original. And so we utilize homeopathics and what we call holopathics, which are the energy of a substance. Or in our case, we also utilize our holopathics to promote an organ or a gland, to antidote a virus or a bacteria. And Dr. Rudy developed this methodology to be able to do that, to develop a signature of a substance, an organ, a gland, to be able to balance that energetically. And so the way we look at the body and the environment is that everything is energy. It has an energetic signature. And so each component of the body, each virus, each bacteria, each cell and organ and component of the body have this signature. And we can affect that by promoting or antidoting that at a certain level. Now, homeopathics that are generally at standard levels based on the history that they've been used. And so we utilize a lot of those. We are good friends with a long-term homeopath, and we utilize her understanding of these as well as Dr. Rudy's creation of the signatures of those, so we can actually create any homeopathic remedy at any level. Our holopathics, we look at the level in the body where the actual imbalance occurs. So, for example, every product that we have, all of our supplements have our holopathic built right in to promote the organs or the glands that they are for, to antidote viruses or bacteria. When we have found in certain cases that they help to set up a condition in the body. And so what we have found is that if you balance the energetic signature, the energetic footprint of a condition, then you can get the body to work on that and balance that itself. So this aids the body in balancing whatever condition we're trying to affect. Let's take allergies, for example. So many people in this area are affected by seasonal allergies. And we can create a holopathic to antidote a general anti-allergy at a general level for, let's say, the symbiotic system. Now, the symbiotic system is where you take in things through your nose, and that is how a lot of viruses and allergens attack the body, come in through the nose. And so we put a lot of our generic virus pathics at that level to keep those at bay. So then the body can work on those and get rid of them very easily. And let's say somebody is allergic to ragweed or something like that, or their dog hair. We have a friend, long-term friend, who has moved into a new house and got a new dog and was allergic to the dog hair, was allergic to the insulation. So she brought in some of the dog hair and some of the insulation, and we created an antidote for that so she could live a better life. Have people with ragweed allergies or general allergies that can't figure out what it is. And often our general anti-allergy will give them relief and keep them from going down this road of the allergy developing into something else. And, it can help support the body in its own healing. So that is one way we have used them. And of course, the first thing, when I have had some severe imbalances myself, I have created antidotes, if we did not have them, for those severe imbalances to help my body to fight those off. So it's always a combination of, you can't just take a holopathic and be done with it. You need good foods. You need to live a good life and reduce your stress. But these are things we can do to aid the body in healing itself. Rochelle, would you like to talk about how you put holopathics in Kaylee's diapers when she was little?
Sure. So, no matter what age or stage you're at, or if maybe you have four legs, these can be easily accessible and used with all members of your family. And with our muscle testing system that we use, that Dr. Brody developed, we're able to see, we can tailor how many doses per day the body, whether it's furry or not, how many doses per day are needed to help support the body and bring balance back from whatever condition it's facing. And like with children and babies, maybe they're not taking oral things yet. We can put the energy signatures in these little milk sugar pellets. And if they're touching the skin, often, especially a child who is very easily influenced by the energy signatures, if it's just touching the skin, usually that's enough to help balance whatever condition it's for. With adults or older children who can do an oral, the sugar milk pellets are great, or my favorite is our hollow silver. You can we can add signatures to that specifically for you. So I have a few different bottles for myself. I have a general daily one that I use that has all of my stuff in it. And then there's a more general one for my daughter and husband. So we can kind of tailor it that way too. But each specific signature that you put in there, if it is for your body, it will help to support whatever condition that it's designed for.
And one simple one is Rescue Remedy. When people get all upset, have a lot of stress, Rescue Remedy is actually a homeopathic, but we can create that in a holopathic form. And so that's a simple one that a lot of people who know homeopathy are familiar with, and one that is very easy to use.
So when you said when you create a holopathic for a specific individual, you arrive at what you need based on, you said, muscle testing?
Yes. So we use our muscle testing system to figure out the depth in the body that it is. So Anne mentioned the symbiotic system, which is kind of it's not a very deep level, but then we go all the way down to long-term conditions, like, years and years that this person has had this condition. We'll have to work our way up through those systems to eventually expel it out of the body or create that new healthier pattern in the body. So in a session, we will, like in an initial session, we'll find that original depth. And then through consecutive sessions, we may see that person, depending on the condition, maybe monthly or every 3 months or twice a year. It just depends on the person and the body. But we can adjust the level as it moves up out of the body until it is what we call cleared, and the body no longer has that negative or undesired pattern.
Wow, fascinating. Now, you talked about earlier about four-legged family members and children. A question I was going to ask is, are these remedies safe for children or sensitive individuals? But it sounds like it is.
They are, yes. If they are created in the appropriate way, I mean, you can really mess up anybody with anything. If I eat nothing but lettuce for a whole week, my body is going to rebel. But if we find that sweet spot that's really going to help the body and not create chaos, there is such a thing as too much of a good thing. So it's all about, making sure that it's the right level and the right dose for that body, depending on the condition too. We can tailor the amount per dose, the strength. Like it's kind of a fine-tuned system that we're able to use with the muscle testing combined with the energy signatures. So
no, it does.
And it's all on an energetic level. So we're not giving anybody a drug or anything. We're affecting the energy of the body. So the body can then take that good energetic pattern and combine that so the body knows what the pattern is supposed to be. And so we're trying to antidote a negative pattern, promote a positive pattern, so the body can actually repattern itself energetically, and then it can heal itself.
Wow. I learned something every time we do this. So I learned a lot today, and very interested in pursuing some of that as well, because I've got some issues that I need to talk to you about, but we won't do it here. So anyway, thanks so much for another great episode, Reverend Ann and Rochelle, and I'll look forward to learning more next time.
Thank you, Skip.
All right.
Sounds
See you guys
good.
later.
Thanks for joining us on Holographic Health Insights. If you're ready to dive deeper into transformative health approaches, visit holographichealth.com or give us a call at 800-566-1522. Remember, your journey to total well-being starts here.